AFK Journey lends a bunch of characters from the previous AFK Arena, and in today's video we're going to deep dive into some of these heroes that have come across from game to game and take a look at their similarities and their uses. So let's get into it. Let's kick it off with our newest hero in the game, Ulmus. This guy stays true to his roots, if you know what I mean, from AFK Arena, and carries over a lot of his attributes. He is a tank that likes to be in the front row and has some self-preservation skills with shield and self-healing. Then he has control abilities tied into his base kit. However, the big thing that he does carry over is that when he gets low, he will go to the back row and root himself and start throwing boulders at the enemies. Now, the interactions in the way this happens between games does differ, but that is the core of how he works, and this makes him a really strong unit for not only tanking but also control as well. Next up we have the fallen king Thoran himself, who carries over his signature from AFK Arena, which is to be able to come back to life and retaliate damage. This guy is an absolute beast in AFK Journey, with his exclusive equipment also giving him the ability to protect one of his allies to a great extent. So this guy is going to retaliate a bunch of that damage with his ultimate, and the fact that he gets an extra life, and with his exclusive equipment he can get 2 extra lives, makes him really strong for not only PvE but also PvP modes inside the game. Now we look to Eironn, who was a force to be reckoned with in AFK Arena and carries over his powerhouse status in AFK Journey. His ability to group enemies together was always his primary function, and in AFK Journey he does that beyond measure. At the start of battle with his exclusive equipment, he's going to group all the enemies together, which is a fantastic synergy to use with many other heroes who do want enemies grouped together. And for this reason, Eironn has found himself as one of the primary units for people to focus on in both PvE and PvE game modes. Rowan is a fantastic unit that has had great functionality in AFK Arena and carries that over into AFK Journey. The one big difference is in AFK Arena he required a lot of investment, whereas in AFK Journey this guy is fantastic even at 1 copy. This is due to the fact that he gets his healing potions on his stand, and with purely leveling him up he will also gain those energy potions which help your team turbocharge all of their ultimates as well, and once again staying true to his ultimate, spewing the coins everywhere, giving his allies that extra energy. He is just a great battery for any team. Antandra is a unit who had a unique change in her transfer from AFK Arena to AFK Journey. She changed from being a lunging warrior into being a completely solid tank and supportive for her entire team. In AFK Journey, she is one of the primary A-level units for new players to help them tank and stall in the early game. She is fantastic at her job, which is, once again, tanking. The unique thing that she does is, at the start of the battle, she won't advance forward straight away. Instead, she will hold back, allowing you to let the entire enemy team work towards you so you can keep your whole team in a group to allow units like Smokey to heal your entire team throughout combat. Arden is a control-based mage who was really strong in the early days of AFK Arena. However, due to being a low-tier hero over there, he was never able to be used in the endgame. However, in AFK Journey, this all changes. Now that we can bring him to Supreme Plus levels, he is a force to be reckoned with. His ability to use entangling roots to lock enemies out is fantastic, and this gets further benefited by the exclusive equipment system, which allows him more access to control abilities to help lock out the enemy team. Brutus is a hero that really does stay true to his design across games. This guy is a warrior who acts like a tank in both of them. His core passive ability to give himself invincibility against damage is what really brings this guy to light. So no matter how high the deficit you push in AFK stages, you are guaranteed to get a set amount of survivability no matter what out of this guy, and that is where he really shines. And once again, that is where he crossed over his functionality in AFK Arena directly into AFK Journey. We've already dived into 7 heroes that came across from AFK Arena into AFK Journey, but believe it or not, there is still 7 more to go through, so let's get quick fire into these ones. We have Mirael, who holds her position as being the Phoenix firing mage that she is, with widespread destruction. Lucius, who is that noble tank who will aim to protect his allies with his shields. Walker, Volker, the Lone Ranger. He has changed from a warrior in AFK Arena to be an assassin in AFK Journey. Satrana is still the fire dancing unit that we know from AFK Arena. Lyca is that unit that is going to buff your attack speed at the start of battle, and that was her core functionality. Niru received an upgrade to his Ascension tier, bringing him more viability, and he has the ability to turn allies into spirits, allowing them to avoid death. And finally, we have Silvina, who stays true to herself, being that assassin who's going to attack the back row of enemies and try and pick them off early. So that wraps up the AFK Arena heroes who have made their way into AFK Journey. You can be sure that there will be more to come in the future, so let us know in the comments which heroes from AFK Arena you guys would like to see in AFK Journey. And as always guys, thanks for watching, hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.